Okay, so we're going to start, it's a whole body class today. The little bit of emphasis is on the middle back, and we're going to start with a vagal release. So we'll do the quickest one, which is just 2 fingers in the ear, pushing slightly upwards and slightly backwards into the skull, just for 30 seconds. I won't talk because you won't be able to hear me. So that's 30 seconds. So the second one is you go up the ridge above the whole of the ear, into the indentation just above the ridge, pushing inwards and slightly upwards, gentle pressure, 30 seconds. So different nerves, there's 12 cranial nerves, and so each of these points is for a different one. So don't presume that you've done one and so you don't need to do the second one. And you notice when you do the different ones that some of them you get a bigger reaction than others, depending on your physiology. So that's about 30 seconds. And then I want you to take 2 fingers and I want you to go behind the top of the ear and just stretch the skin. You're pushing upwards and backwards. You want to feel the skin glide over the skull, and you're pushing up and back. So about, this angle, up and back. So just push till the skin sort of sticks. You're stretching your myofascia. You do it about 10 seconds. And then you're going to go more directly backwards, a little bit lower down on the skull. So if you think about the earlobe, you're going out in different directions from the earlobe. About 10 seconds. So the next one, you're sort of on the mastoid process behind the ear, and you're pushing downwards on a diagonal. You're just trying to stretch the skin. So this indirectly stretches your vagal nerve. So you think about the vagal nerve coming out of the brainstem into the ear and then into the skull. And so you're just stretching through the eustachian tubes, through the myofascial system. You could do a little bit of a rub here as well. That's always really nice. And then just follow the earlobe and just stretch upwards and outwards in all, follow the curve of the ear until you feel that stretch inside your ear. So you're really stretching your myofascial system. And then when you get to your earlobes, just squeeze. Squeeze and hold. So that's a point for concentration. So it just wakes you up, makes you a little bit more alert. So again, it's all to do with the vagal nerve and releasing. Just roll your shoulders and just move your head and just see how you're feeling. So we're going to start with the mid-back. You want to come forward on your chair and you want your feet on the floor. You're going to hold the head lightly. Don't pull on your neck. And you're just gently going to round, pull the belly up under the ribs, and then you're gently going to arch. So if I did this from the side, you're rounding, you pull the belly in, and then you're gently arching and you gently sweep the elbows back. So just make sure you're not pulling on your neck. You breathe out as you come forward. You breathe in as you arch backwards. Just do it nice and slow. So this is Feldenkrais. So it's low effort, gentle, repetitions, 60 to 65% of your range. Don't focus on the arms so much. Focus on what's happening in your spine. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, try not to hunch the shoulders up, just keep the shoulders down and relaxed. Breathing in. So this is stretching your thoracolumbar fascia, stretching your thoracic spine, a little bit into your lumbar spine. Breathing in. So you do this for about a minute. It's a really good one to do if you've been sat at the desk for a while and you just want to open things up. Make sure you're not pulling on the neck. If you feel that you are pulling on your neck, put your hands on the top of your head, and that takes away the urge to pull. So I noticed I was pulling a little bit. So you're rounding your spine, you're flexing. Just work at that safe 60–65% range. You do this for a minute to 2 minutes. You sort of notice just how stiff you are, especially in the rib cage, in the thoracic spine. One more. Come back into the middle position. Just relax your arms for a minute. Just roll your shoulders. Just move your neck. Just rest and assess for a minute. So the second level is a little bit stronger. You're going to bring your elbows forward. So again, you could just put your hands at the side of your temples. Don't pull on the skull. And you're going to round. Breathe out. Breathe in. So this is stronger now. This is stronger in the thoracic. Breathe out. Breathe in. Make sure you're not throwing your neck around. Keep your chin tucked. Breathe out. Breathe in. If you feel like you're still pulling on your neck, you can put your hands on top of your head. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. So the bones in your neck are not moving. It's the bones between the shoulder blades and lower that are doing all the movement. So if this feels uncomfortable, if it's too strong, you could go back to the wide arms, the closing arms, the wide arms. So just find what feels right for you. So when none of us are very flexible in the thoracic spine, so it's always something good to work on. And if you work on your thoracic spine, you're going to really help to relax the stiff neck as well. So often it's feeding up through the muscles, through the fascia, into the neck. So again, about 2 minutes. A couple more. It might not seem like it's getting easier because as you loosen up, you're going to move more, which is going to keep you in that challenged range. Last one, and take the hands away. And just again, just rest and assess and just, move your neck. Hopefully your neck's feeling a little bit freer. Roll the shoulders. So the next one is going to be hands on top of the head so that you don't pull. And you're just gently going to do a side bend. So make sure you're not pushing down into the skull. Feel like your head is pushing up into your hands. And think about this elbow going up and this elbow gently moving down. And just feel the stretch in your rib cage. And just, again, don't go too strong. Do it slow. So again, you're working in your thoracic spine. So you don't want to feel this so much in your lumbar spine or your neck. You want to feel it through the rib cage. You could breathe into this side. So if that's okay to go a bit stronger, try lifting your sit bone up. So I'm saying right sit bone lifting up. So my pelvis is sort of tilting and I'm bending to the right. Same side. So you're lifting the right sit bone, you're bending towards with the right elbow. So that's going to make it considerably stronger. So just think 60%, slow it down so that your body's got time to really organize. Try breathing in to the side that's stretching. So as you breathe in, you use your diaphragm to help to stabilize your thoracic spine and your lumbar spine. So it always feels more comfortable if you breathe in. So remember, this is about repetition. It's not about going into strong range. So gentle range, focus on the breath. Make sure you're not pressing down into the neck. So again, if you don't like that, you could put your hands at the side. Just find where you're not involving your neck too much. We'll do about a minute. One more. So now go to the other side, nice and gentle, just the elbows. So you've got a choice, hands on the head, hands at the side of the head, hands at the back of the head. So think one elbow up, one elbow down. 60 to 65% range. You might notice one side is a little bit tighter. So now we've warmed up a little bit. Lift your left sit bone as you bend your left elbow towards the left side. Just find what feels good. So often we get very stiff and stuck through this part of the spine, and then what's below has to work much harder and compensate for that. So what causes that is there's a whole load of things that can cause that. But once you lose your flexibility through here, the lumbar spine and the pelvis are going to have to move in a different way to accommodate that stiffness. So this is a really good one, just to really get you mobile right the way through the whole of your spine, the middle back. Breathe into that stretching side. As you feel that in-breath, just makes everything feel stronger. Make sure you're not pulling on the neck. So about a minute, we'll do a couple more. So it does start to feel really nice once things start to loosen up. And come back into center. Just take the hands away, rest and assess. Just roll your shoulders and make sure your neck didn't get tight from having your hands up for so long. So the final one is a rotation. You're going to come forward on your chair. We'll say right elbow on your thigh. You're going to take your left hand in front of you, and then you're just going to reach up and back, and you're going to look at the hand. So don't go too far back. Make sure you can see the thumb. Remember, if you can't see your thumb, that means your vertebra in your neck and the vertebra in your rib cage are doing different things, and that's never a good idea. Do it really slow. Maybe you've got your abs engaged slightly. So I'm not even at 60% range here. I'm probably about 40% of my range, and I'm pretty tight here. So I'm just easing into it. So this is rotating through the lumbar spine, thoracolumbar spine. Let the eye follow the hand. So the neck vertebrae are moving with the thoracic vertebra. So simple moves, but very strong, very effective. And you're in that nice supported position because you've got your elbow on the thigh. One more. Come back into center. Just curl back into center and just give yourself a bit of a wiggle and just see how everything's feeling. And then we'll take the left hand to the thigh, reach down with the right hand, nice and easy on the first one. Don't go too strong. So again, I'm about 40% effort. 40% range because I'm pretty tight, lower down in the lower back, into the back of the pelvis. So just let the eye follow the hand, pull the belly button into the spine, just to whatever degree feels right for your back. Do it slow. If you're tight and stiff, just slow this down, low effort. You're not going to be able to force your body to relax. You've got to use repetition. And the breath, you're breathing in. Remember that in-breath is stabilizing your spine. Breathing out, breathing in. Getting a little bit easier. So I've crept into about 50% range now. Couple more. Last one. Come back down. Just curl up into center. Just do your wiggle and just move around until things start to feel a little bit more comfortable. So again, put the hands behind the head. You're going to breathe in and open. You're going to breathe out and close. Breathe in and open. Breathing out. So for me now, it's a bigger range. I can breathe a little bit more deeply as well, which is nice. So a nice gentle exercise to do in the chair that really gives you some very advanced stretching to your middle back.